This video has been made possible by Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Monaco is the second smallest country in the world and is located on the French Riviera. Monaco is home to many superstars in the professional cycling world, including Peter Sagan, Chris Froome, Philippe Gilbert and Geraint Thomas, to name a few. The rich and successful flock to Monaco for its modest tax laws. Income tax, for example, if you're a Monaco resident, is 0%. In order to become a Monaco resident, there is a lengthy application process which includes an interview, having at least 500,000 euros in a Monaco bank account, and absolutely no criminal record. It is the most densely populated country in the world with 36,000 residents within its 2 square kilometers, meaning accommodation comes at a premium and you'd be looking at spending at least 5,000 euros per month to rent a basic studio apartment. No doubt Monaco is reserved for the upper echelons of society, but I wanted to find out exactly how much it costs to live in Monaco for 1 week. It feels weird that I'm starting a video on the top of the Col de Galibier in the south of France, but I've been here for the past 3 days with Skoda filming a new TV commercial with them. But right now it's 7 AM in the morning, the sun is just about to rise. I'm waiting for my pickup, I'm heading back to Lyon, and then I'm catching a train to the south of France. So this is my apartment, this is where I'm going to be staying whilst I'm in Monaco. I'm not going to tell you how much it costs just yet. You're going to have to wait for the end of the video for that, because I feel like the apartment cost is probably going to be the biggest cost of this trip. But basically it's a pretty standard apartment. We've got like a little lounge area here, a dining area, little kitchen here with a coffee machine, that's good. The shower, sink and toilet in here with a little washing machine in the corner. This is the bedroom in here. The bed's not quite a double, it's like 1.5, if that makes sense. And then finally when we go outside, we've got a pretty sweet balcony area which goes all the way down there. 12, 13, 14, 15. It's about 27 feet long. It's not the biggest of apartments, but space is a premium in Monaco, so I feel like this is pretty good. It was also one of the cheapest ones I could find. Right now when I arrived, it's a Sunday evening, which means pretty much all the shops are shut. I've walked around the town for about an hour to try and find some decent food. I managed to find a pizzeria, and I got myself some pasta. I think it's like a meatball pasta. That's what we're working with here. I mean, it's not much, right? It's quite a small tub of pasta. This thing cost me 19 euros, which is probably about double what you'd normally pay for this type of thing. It's quite a bit more than I wanted to spend, but it is a Sunday evening, and like I said, my options were pretty limited. So it's day number 2 now in Monaco, which means that it's Monday, which means the shops are now open again. So I'm going to head down to our local supermarket and just get some kind of basic essentials. Okay, so we just got back from the shop, managed to get a fair few like kind of different things that I need throughout the week. Basically got my breakfast sorted with some porridge, a big thing of milk, some apple juice. In total, this shop came to 41 euros, which is about £36. I feel like that's a little bit more expensive than what you'd typically pay in the UK, but I don't think it's like crazy expensive. So breakfast is done, it's around 10 AM right now. The weather is absolutely insane. It's probably about 25 degrees and blue skies right now. So I think it's about time we unboxed the bike and headed out for a ride. That was nice and quick. The new bike is looking absolutely fire. First ride in Monaco coming up. The road quality is pretty good for a city, which I guess is what you kind of expect around here. So we're about 20 minutes into the ride right now. We're probably done like 5 kilometers. Pretty much from the coast, the first road you ride on goes uphill and it just continues going up. I think the ride today is going to pretty much climb for about 20k and then we're going to descend for another 20. But the views are absolutely flipping mega. So So I think right up there, that's going to be the top point of today's ride, and then from there it's like all descending back down to the coast. But this is the current view at the minute, guys. How incredible is this? It's just the trees, blue skies, sick, amazing, smooth roads with no traffic on them. It is quite windy, but I guess that's probably one of the very few downsides of being by the coast. The bike with that background looks absolutely awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I think this bike looks so sick, man, with the integrated bar and stem. There's absolutely no cables on show, and it shines so nicely in the sunlight. So that's the climbing portion of the ride done. Now it's time to descend back down to the coast. We're at about 1,000 meters right now. After descending back down, I made my way back into town and decided to make the most of a nice weather by going to the local cafe and getting myself a coffee and a can of Coke. In total, this came to €4. Unfortunately, there's no toaster in this apartment, so we're having to get creative with how we're toasting the bread. Bon appetit, living the Monaco dream right now. What can I say? That's where we've come from today, right down from the coast, up through this valley, and then up these amazing hairpins. Like, just look at that view, man. I know I've said that a few times in the video already, but the view never fails to amaze me. This is about as good as cycling gets, I reckon. But I'm just stopped in this corner. We've got about another 1.5k until we get to the top, which is just over that crest there. After the obligatory Instagram photo at the top of the climb, it was time to hit the descent. So it's that point in the video where I just want to give a special mention and shout out to the sponsor for literally allowing this to happen. I wouldn't be able to be in Monaco if this video wasn't sponsored by Squarespace. If you guys are looking to create a website for your business, maybe setting up a blog or even an online shop, then Squarespace is the place to go. With Squarespace, you can start with a template, or you can just start from absolute scratch. You can change literally every single detail on the site, so your website will look personal to your requirements and needs. No two sites made with Squarespace will ever look the same, and you can even purchase your very own domain through the Squarespace website. Personally, I've just set up the Cam Jeffers domain in anticipation of setting up my new merch store in a few months' time. Head over to squarespace.com/CameronJeffers for a free trial, and when you're ready to go live with your website or purchase a domain, use code CameronJeffers at checkout for 10% off your order. It's day number 4 right now. There's like this little outdoor cafe seating situation right next to my apartment. So I just came down and got myself a little morning coffee. This costs €3. Just currently doing some work on my laptop, or trying to at least, if I can connect to the Wi-Fi. Honestly, I think the RS5 is probably one of my favorite cars at the minute, but I don't think I'm going to ride my actual bike today. Oh mate, that's nice. I don't think I'm going to ride my actual bike today, my Ribble, but what I am going to do is take one of the city bikes, which most countries have. For example, in the UK, in London, we've got the Boris bikes, which me and my friend took to the Alpe d'Huez and back. Monaco has its own version of Boris bikes called monobikes. There is stations dotted all around the country. So using the app, I've managed to locate one of the stations right here. So the app says to unlock a bike, we need to scan the QR code, which is just there. We'll see how easy this thing is to do. I'm hoping it's going to be pretty, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, is that it? Oh, sweet. Whoa. So this bike has cost me €2 to hire it for 24 hours, which I don't think is that expensive, to be honest, considering we are in Monaco and everything's like crazy expensive. However, the one upgrade on the mono bikes to the Boris bikes is we've got a motor in this thing. It's €2 for an electric bike. I'm just gonna make sure it's turned on and we are good to go. All right, first port of call, we need some food. By the way, one little thing I've noticed about Monaco is there's so much building and so much construction going on. Someone's brand new Ferrari getting dropped off. So Monaco is surprisingly hilly, like riding around the town. So the motor inside this makes it so much more enjoyable, especially when it's like super hot outside as well. I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars. Thank you for your service. So I managed to find like a burger and milkshake place on TripAdvisor just a short walk away from one of the parking docks, so I'm gonna head there right now. I figured I can't just come to Monaco and eat beans on toast every single day for my lunch. I think I found the place. That is lunch done. Now it's time to continue the monobike tour. Look at these boats, man. There's some nice boats. Guys, look at the size of this thing. It's literally like a small cruise. I think if I owned a super yacht, I would have one that's this colour. Everyone's got white yachts. Why don't you just get a grey one with a hot tub on the top? This yacht's so big, yeah, if you were to run around the entire boat, you would probably complete a marathon. The top of the boat and the bottom of the boat are in two completely different postcodes. I'm also not too sure if I'm supposed to be here. I'm just kind of riding around the port. I guess I'm allowed to do this.
I need to buy a cart to bicycle.
So on my way out of the port, I bumped into this lovely old lady who was after a cart for her bicycle. Unfortunately, I couldn't help her, but if you are watching the video, I recommend you go to Decathlon. I'm sure you can find one there. It's not every day you come across a Bugatti dealership. However, there is one car in the whole dealership and you can't even see it. It's got a cover over it. Just dropped off my bike back at the docking stand, and on my way back to the apartment, I've just been to the supermarket, picked up about another 3 days worth of food, came to 35 euros. I figured out what the reason is for the expensive food shops here in Monaco. The meat is ridiculously expensive. It's 10 euros 71 cents for 959 grams of chicken. That is like so expensive, probably double what you'd normally pay back in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. All right, that's another day done here in Monaco. We've got about 3 days left, 4 days left until I go home. I plan on cycling now every single day until I have to leave, just to make the most of being able to go outside before I have to quarantine when I go back to the UK. So I'm gonna go to bed right now, try and get a decent night's sleep before tomorrow. So I'll see you in about 10 hours time. Good morning. So I just had some breakfast. It's about 10:30 right now. I've just planned the route on the Strava route building app. We're gonna do about 100k today, which is just over 60 miles in old money. And the route that I've planned leaves my apartment in Monaco, heads into France, obviously, and then I'm actually going across into Italy today, which should be pretty sick. Alright, sports fans, we're climbing. We're in the mountains. Just climbing up the mountains. Beautiful. This first climb is about 10 kilometers. We're about 4 from the top right now. Then I think we descend into Italy and then do one more climb in Italy before like looping back around to France. Look at this brand newly tarmacked road. It's beautiful. Makes riding up this hill so much nicer. Currently at 850 meters. I think this climb tops out at about 1,400. So we're not a million miles from the top. It's gonna keep chugging away. So I was just descending down the other side of that mountain that I was climbing in the last shot of the video, and I came across this. It's literally like a wooden rickety bridge, yeah, that goes across this river. I mean, you can't get onto it, but mate, that looks so sketch, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it feels like a flipping trampoline, man. That does not feel safe at all. Ciao Italia! Grazie, grazie. As you can probably tell here, I'm happy. I'm very happy. Some would say too happy. And I had no idea what was waiting just around the corner. So I just made one of the biggest rookie mistakes, I think, in the whole entire world of cycling, right? So I got a puncture. Yeah, a puncture. Everyone gets punches, right? I was coming around this corner and we hit something. I went down, so I thought, I'll stop here, change it. I'm covering the microphone so you can't actually hear what I'm saying here, but basically I've got a short valved inner tube, which means when I put the new inner tube in the wheel, the valve isn't long enough to pump it up, equals problem. Yeah, that's an issue, right? So what I've tried to do here is take the original punctured inner tube, cut it in half using my chainring, then tie a knot in it around where the hole is to hopefully seal it and allow me to blow the inner tube up to at least get me to a bike shop where I can purchase a new inner tube with the correct valve length. Long story short, this master plan didn't work. It turned out there was 2 holes in my inner tube and I ended up just having to walk / ride on a punctured tube for 8 kilometers to the nearest bike shop. Please, please, please don't do this at home. If you've got any other option, I would recommend doing that. But in my case, I'm in a foreign country, I have no one to call, there was no phone service, and it was a risk I had to take. Thankfully, there's no damage to the wheel, and the lovely gentleman charged me €7 for an inner tube. On the way out, there was no board or anything, we just rode straight through, but the route that I'm taking home, there is a border. There we go, France, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully they let me through. I mean, I haven't got my passport or anything. They let me through. So apparently the top of that blue building there is the most expensive penthouse in the entire world. So this is the penthouse. It encompasses the top 5 floors of the building, has 8 bedrooms, covers 36,000 square feet, has a price tag of around $387 million, and even has a flipping slide. Sounds like a pretty good deal if you ask me. Alright, so I've just made it back to the apartment. We've done 3 hours 40 ride time, 96 kilometers. As you can see right there, we set off at 10:40. The time right now is just gone 5. Today's been a long day. Another day, another bike ride. A bit of an earlier start today because I'm heading out to meet Tim Wellens, the Lotto Soudal Belgian cyclist who resides in Monaco. But I'm trying to hold the GoPro with one hand and navigate and find his apartment with my other, using my phone. It's quite tricky riding through a city like no-handed. So a bit of context here. During the time of filming this video, the Tour de France was taking place. Tim was supposed to be in the race with his team Lotto Soudal. However, a week before the tour, he crashed on a training ride, which put him out of the race. So it must feel strange that the tour is on right now and you're at home in Monaco.
Indeed, it's a pity. I think every cyclist that's now in Monaco is handicapped. He crashed or he's sick.
Yeah.
So everybody in Tirreno or to the France, but
are you crashed, but are you better now?
I'm much better. So I had 1 week without a bike.
Yeah.
And then I took back training.
And what are you training for now? What's the next races?
Next races is Luxembourg. It starts now on Tuesday.
Since filming this, the Tour of Luxembourg is now done and dusted. Tim finished 4th overall. I would like to attribute that success to our bike ride together. He would probably disagree though.
And then I go to the Belgium Championship and maybe the World Championship.
Yeah.
And then it's still a lot of opportunities like the Walloon Classics, Vuelta.
Yeah.
Still a lot to come.
Apparently this is an easy ride today. Turns out my definition of easy and Tim's definition is very, very different. Nice one to Tim, the absolute gentleman, for the tour of Monaco this morning. So I spent the remainder of the morning in Starbucks editing my new bike video, and it cost €4 for a small cappuccino. Absolute daylight robbery. I've just spent another €2 for 24 hours to hire another e-bike to get me back to the apartment from Starbucks. It is like a kilometre and it's just started raining, so I didn't fancy walking. I know I sound like such a princess right now, but I didn't come to Monaco for it to rain. Yo, I am shifting up this hill, making light work of it, I tell you that. However, there's only one gear, and as you can see, I'm pedalling my legs off. Monaco traffic, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Merci beaucoup. That's him, safe and secure. Decided to stop off at the supermarket on my way back to the apartment. Not the healthiest of snacks, I know, but I fancied them. I have been eating fairly healthy all week. This comes to €4 in total. We've had grey skies over the past few days, but for the final ride, the sun is back out and it looks amazing. Yeah, just a casual day out on the boat with the helicopter in the back of it. That is insane. Like, imagine if the boat sinks. Not only do you lose your boat, you lose your helicopter as well. So I do apologise for the people that don't care about cars, but there is a McLaren P1. There's like 350 of those in the world. They cost about £2 million each. So I figured that because it's my last day in the country today before I head home tomorrow, I'd head out again for some lunch. I found a sweet little burger place on TripAdvisor, so I'm gonna head there now. Yes, I'm having burgers again. All right, this is the place right here, Gruber's Burgers. Let's check it out. It feels super like American style in the brown bag, but we've got the burger in there and a portion of fries. I mean, that looks pretty good, right? It looks pretty good. For a burger, drink and fries, this cost me €13, and I'm gonna rate it a solid 7 out of 10. So since Monaco's a principality, it basically means that the country is ruled by a prince. Said prince lives up here behind those walls on top of that hill in effectively what is a palace, and there is literally police like surrounding the whole thing. That was the poshest entrance to the beach ever. There's literally 2 security guards at the end of this path letting you come down, and the whole beach is like boarded off. I figured that there's no way I could come all the way to the south of France and not go in the sea. It's so warm. Honestly, it is so warm in here, and the water is so clear. The sun has just literally dropped behind that building behind there within like the last 5 minutes, so I'm not going to hang around for too long, but this is so nice, man. It kind of feels weird to be in the sea but next to so many skyscrapers. That's the beach done. Now I need to go back to the apartment, pack up my bag, pack my suitcase, make some food, and then it's almost time to leave. So I did try and go for the full Monaco experience and take the helicopter taxi transport to the airport, but because I've got my bike, they wanted to charge me £600 for their service of a 7-minute flight. So I politely declined the offer, and I'm just getting a taxi. An Uber to the airport would have cost me about €50. However, for some reason, I couldn't get a ride. Even though it was 8 AM in the morning, there was about 5 Ubers driving around on the map, and I tried to request an Uber multiple times, but no one wanted to give me a ride to the airport. I don't know, maybe Monaco Ubers like to stay within Monaco and you don't like to go out into France to the airport or something. So instead, I decided to walk the 1.5 kilometers to the train station. I took a train into Nice, which cost me about €5. And then I got an Uber from the middle of Nice to the Nice Côte d'Azur airport, which cost me €16. Unfortunately, I'm back home now and it's back to the reality. But just a quick wrap up. Skoda paid for my flights to and from France because I was working on them with the commercial. But for the sake of the video, I've just taken a quick look on Skyscanner, and a return flight to Nice at the minute is around €160. An Uber to the train station and then a train ticket from Nice into Monaco costs you around €21 each way, so that's 42 return. This brings the total cost to €353 for the week, and I guess if I hadn't have eaten out those 2 times, this would have been even cheaper. Like I said earlier on in the video, the biggest cost for me in this trip was my accommodation, and as you can see here from my Airbnb screenshot, it cost me just over £700, which is around €760. So the grand total, if you want to go and spend 1 week in Monaco, comes to €1,113. Honestly, taking away the cost of accommodation, the prices aren't really that much more expensive than in some other European countries. For example, Tim said that the supermarkets in Monaco are actually cheaper than they are in Belgium. The cost of eating out was far more expensive than what you would pay in the UK, but yeah. That is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this type of video and you want to see more of this type of content, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video.